Hello, and welcome to this first lecture of this course on solved cases and answered questions from Kotler's marketing management. And in this, we're going to basically focus on chapter one, which is defining marketing for the new realities. So, purpose of this section is to answer questions that have been asked in this chapter one, and also provide solution to cases in the first part of Kotler's marketing management in the 14th and 16th edition, which is this part one, he calls it as fundamentals of marketing management. And at the end of this lecture, we will recap with you the concepts taught in chapter one, which is defining marketing for the new realities, answer any questions that have been asked at the end of the chapter, and learn the solution to the cases given in this chapter. The answer to the questions and solution to the cases would be done in the form of assignments, while the concepts taught in the chapter one we will going to run through you, and those you could use for summarizing for your revisions as well as recapping either before exams or before your interviews when you need to revise Kotler, right? Right. So let's look at each of these. So why is marketing important? So, the first decade of the 21st century has offered many economic challenges that has uh, made the prospering financial prosperity even more difficult. And marketing is now playing a key role in addressing these challenges. And it now is clear to use without sufficient demand for products and services. The rest of the functions cannot do much really, because if you don't have demand, what would you do in finance, operations, accounting? In other words, there has to be a top line to be a bottom line. All the businesses run for bottom line, but there has to be first a top line. Hence, for financial success, everything depends on marketing ability, right? Marketing's importance is not only limited to the firm, but it also extends to the whole society. The marketing introduces and gains acceptance to new products that enrich the people's life. It inspires enhancement in the current products, and it builds jobs by building demand for products and services, right? It creates jobs in the society. And it also, by contributing to the bottom line, it also allows the firms to be engaged in more society responsibility activities like the CSR. Also, it builds strong brands and loyal customer base, intangible assets, and that contribute heavily to the value of the firm. And finally, it decides what features of products, what features to design in the new product services, what prices to set, what where to sell, and how much to spend on advertising, etc. And that creates its own industry. So, what is the scope of marketing? And in this, let's look at in three ways. One, what is marketing? What is marketed, and how marketing works? So let's look at the way Kotler has taken in this chapter. So he defines the marketing. What is marketing in a couple of ways here? So marketing, first he says, is about identifying and meeting human and social needs. Very true. And one of the shortest good definition of marketing, meeting needs profitability, because businesses need to make profits, consumers needs to have their needs satisfied. So it's about meeting needs profitability. American Marketing Association offers a very formal definition which says marketing is an activity of institutions and processes of creating communication, delivery, and exchange of offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. So that's a very formal definition. Thus, we see the marketing management is the art and science of choosing target markets, getting, keeping, and growing customers through creating, delivering, and communicating superior customer value. See, there is a social definition that services that serves our purpose. Marketing is a societal process in which individuals and groups obtain what they need and they want through creating, offering, and freely exchanging products and services for value to others. So, this is a broader societal definition of marketing that Kotler has outlined in this chapter one. What is marketed? And you see a list of things here: products, services, goods, events, experiences, persons, places, properties, organization, information, and ideas. So all this is marketed. How marketing works? Marketing primarily works through a market, And in conventional sense, it was a physical place where buyers and sellers met to exchange goods and services. And in online, it is now the portals or the platform. And economists describe the market as a collection of buyers and sellers who transact over a for a particular class of products. And marketing is about managing these markets in the best possible way and making it happen. And as you see in this, there are four exchanges that happen. The industry, which is a collection of sellers, gives products and services, communicates, and in return, the market gets money and information. There are different kinds of basic markets, as you see here in this slide. Kotler describes there are government markets, there are resource market, there are manufacturers market, there are consumer markets, and intermediary markets, and each of them have their own set of products that they supply. And there's a common things like money, the services. Money is the common thing that goes across, while resources and goods and services are also one of the things. Uh, in the 14th edition, Kotler talks about some of the core marketing concepts, and we thought we'll touch that on that, but many of you still been using the 14th edition. While in the 16th, he has moved these out to somewhere else. And he talks about these core concepts that he talks about. And let's take each of these as we go forward. Needs and wants and demands. Needs are the basic human requirements, and these needs become wants when they're directed towards specific objects that might satisfy the need. And demands are the wants with specific product for specific product, which are backed up by the ability to pay. So that's why he differentiates between needs, wants, and demand, and this will be something for you to remember. Target markets positioning and segmenting is one key concept in marketing, and is segmenting. We're starting with the segmentation in the process of finding distinct groups of buyers in order to see which of them you would like to target. And targeting is about choosing one of the segment that has the greatest potential for you, greatest opportunity for you. And positioning is to communicating to these target markets in a manner about the superior offering that you have versus the competition that can satisfy their needs and wants and demands much better than competition. So that's what the target segmentation, targeting at STP it's called. Offering and brands, companies address consumer needs by producing products and services, by building, first starting with a value proposition, then that has a set of benefits that satisfy these needs. The intangible value proposition is made physical by an offering, which can be combination of products, services, information, and experiences. And is the brand is an offering from a known source. So if you are track and trust, and if you know a particular source that offers a product, then that's known as a brand. Value and satisfaction are the core concept. The value is the central marketing concept. It's primarily a combination of quality, service, and price. He calls it QSP for easy to remember. Called the customer value and customer value part of the triad. Value perceptions increase with quality and service, but decrease with the price. Right. Satisfaction reflects a person's judgment of a product's perceived performance in relation to the expectation. So it is mathematically stated, it is delivery, product delivery, service delivery versus the expectation. Marketing channels are the things that you use to reach your target customer, and there are three kinds. One is communication, then the second is distribution, and third is uh, service channels, right? So you have communication channels that you can use to communicate your message. The distribution channel can carry your products and services, and the service channels are that support your distribution and delivery. Supply chain is even a broader term. That's a longer channel stretching from right from buying materials to finished goods being supplied to your buyers. And the competition obviously includes all actual potential and actual rival offerings that substitutes a buyer to consider. Marketing environment consists of the task in the broad environment. The task environment includes actors produced in within the company, producing, distributing, and promoting the offering. And the broad environment consists of six components: demographic, economic, socio-cultural, natural environment, technological environment, and political legal environment. How has marketing management changed over the years? There are many societal forces that have come that is you see on your left hand side. And the new capabilities that company has acquired. Say one of the major societal forces, consumers are going digital through the use of internet and mobile technology. And that also at the same time companies have given a lot of new technology. Now how this the marketing management has changed over the last decade or so is that earlier the marketing planning used to be more of a static process, and that you could make a plan for 3 years and go ahead and implement it. Now it's more of a dynamic process that continually needs to be refreshed. So company must always be moving forward with marketing programs, innovating products and services, staying in touch with customer needs, and seeking new advantage rather than relying on the past trends. So it's a lot more dynamic. The marketing is a lot more dynamic than it used to be 10 years back. What is the role of marketing in the organization? And Kotler talks about that. So the key task of any business is head is to define the role that marketing will play in this organization. In companies, what should company decide? What is the overarching philosophy that will guide the company's marketing efforts? And you will see there are many philosophies. It must determine how to organize and manage the marketing department, and we will talk about this how, and he talks about this how, and ultimately find the best means to build a customer centric organization that can deliver value to customer company shareholders. What are the different philosophies that can guide to marketing's company's marketing efforts? And these are some of the familiar concepts. The first is the production concept. It's one of the oldest concepts in which the belief is that the consumers prefer the product that are widely available and inexpensive. And businesses concentrate on achieving high production efficiencies, low cost, and mass production. And these are typically commodities, right? Then there's product concept that proposes that consumers favor products offerings with most quality, the best quality, performance, and innovative returns. A new and innovative product is not necessarily successful till, of course, you have right prices, distributed it well, advertised, and it is sold properly. So that's the product concept and its lacuna. The selling concepts hold that the consumer and businesses, if left alone, won't buy the product on their own. So it is practiced most aggressively and sought in unsought categories like insurance and symmetry, where you would hesitate to buy, and it is used when firms with overcapacity aim to sell what they make rather than they make what the market wants. The the marketing concept is engaged in the early 50s, 1950s to recent times as a marketing is a customer centered sense and respond philosophy. The job is to find not the right customers for your products, but to make right products for your customers. It holds that the key of achieving organization goal is to bring in more effective than competitor in creating, delivering, and communicating superior customer value to your target markets. And the last of the philosophies that you can adopt in your organization is the market value concept, and it is the most recent. Is based on the development, design, and implementation of marketing programs, processes, and activity that recognize their breadth and interdependencies, acknowledge that everything matters in marketing, and, and that a is a broad integrated perspective is often necessary. Implies that every functional area needs to be involved in creating value for the customers, the company, and its collaborator. Implies that company should define its business as a customer satisfying process rather than in terms of product, and that is the famous marketing myopia that Theodore Levitt talked about. Right. So that's what the various philosophies are. What are the various ways to organizing marketing department? There are functional, there are geographical, product or brand based, market based, and metrics. There are two examples that are of the functional. You could have a chief marketing officer, and you could organize your marketing department by market research, by product, by service manager, communication manager, sales. And here the marketing broadly includes sales as well, public relations, and a brand manager. Then there is another which doesn't substitute this, but is a parallel organization, is the product management organization, where you have one for each of the major products or brands, that you have product manager that takes up the overall ownership of driving the business for that product. Similarly, there can be a geographical market organization, either driven by mostly by sales, definitely, but the things have started happening to add the marketing support functions to the geographies as well. And in geographies, if you look at from the world point of view, then of course the countries have a geographical marketing organization now where the CMO at a regional level is reported by the marketing heads of each country. And similarly, there are market based for institutional markets, for retail markets, and there could be a metrics organization also. How do you manage a marketing department? And Kotler offers these advice in his chapter one. First is to have a skilled marketing officer that can manage the department and influence not only his department but also influence the other board members. Then he says you need to hire the right talent first to start with marketing department. Create performance plan for each of these members of the department. Create in-house training programs to sharpen marketing skills because these are not easy to acquire. Reward creating the market value and provide support in creating market value. So this is how he thinks we can manage the marketing department. How to build a customers-oriented organization? Conventionally, we have created a traditional organization, a pyramidal organization, customers at the base and top management at the top. Now, he suggests these to be more of a concentric circle, with especially top management being connected with customer and managing through service manager and the frontline managers. What does building a customer-oriented organization mean? And he has this nice table that you might like to remember. A low customer centricity versus high customer centricity. The low customer sensitivity business organization is product-driven, mass market focused, process-oriented, reacting to customers, price-driven, and hierarchical organization, where a high customer central is market-driven, customer-focused rather than mass market, is outcome-oriented rather than process only, making customers irrelevant by staying ahead of competition, value-driven, and believes in teamwork. What are the tasks necessary for successful marketing management? And this is again from the 14th edition, Kotler, and this is how he builds his book. The rest of the chapters, he starts with connecting the customers, in which you need to figure out how to best create value for the chosen target market, understand the consumer markets, divide the markets into major segments, segmentation, how to build strong brands, shaping the market offerings, delivering value, communicating value, and creating successful long term. And this basically takes for him to outline the various sections of his book. So, what do we do next in this section? So, having recapped all the concepts on the first chapter in the 14th of the 16th and 14th edition, we will now like to answer the questions and cases in both the 14th and 16th edition of the chapter 1. Now, in the 14th editions, Kotler had given some questions that we will see in this lecture. We will answer those in the form of assignments. And there are two cases that we have taken from updated 16th edition. And those are again, so there'll be 4 assignments that you can look at and try and answer on your own. And then check the answers provided by us as a benchmark to compare notes and learn by answering these questions and by doing the cases. I hope you have beginning to learn something new in this first lecture of Kotler's marketing management by recapping. And I hope you will continue enjoying and you will make use of this chapter 1 whenever you need to revise the first chapter of Kotler, either for your exams or for your interviews. I look forward to seeing you again in the next lectures.